Welcome to the GANZ CorTrol video training series. Today, we will be introducing you to the CorTrol freeware installation and setup. The first thing we need to do is download the CorTrol software. Open your browser of choice and enter www.ganzsecurity.com into the address bar and hit enter. From the GANZ Security main page, select Support. Then, from the drop-down, select Resource Center. Once the Resource Center appears, locate the Software Firmware Library and then select Software. Once the software page appears, scroll down till you see the link for the CorTrol software. Click on the CorTrol link. A save requester will appear towards the bottom of the screen. Click on Save to start the download process. When the download is done, close the browser. Navigate to your download folder or whichever folder your downloads get saved to. Once there, locate the CorTrol installer. To start the installation process, double-click on the GANZ CorTrol Premier icon. This will bring up the GANZ CorTrol Premier Setup Wizard. Select your language of preference and then click on Next. The next window is for the GANZ CorTrol Premier License Agreement. When done reading the license agreement, click on the I accept the terms of the agreement option and then click on Next. If you require a specific installation location, click on Browse and navigate to that location. Otherwise, click on Next. Since we are installing the CorTrol freeware, the default component selections are OK. Confirm your language of preference and then click on Next. The installation process window will indicate the installation percentage. Once the installation is complete, click on Finish to exit the installation wizard. The GANZ CorTrol icons should now appear on the desktop. After a moment, the server setup wizard will launch. If required, the server name and/or server port can be modified at this point. If or when you are satisfied with the server name and port, click on OK. The server setup wizard will show completed, so go ahead and click on OK. The activation wizard should appear to request a CorTrol free edition license key. To start the Submit Request function, click on OK. Before the request for a free license key can be submitted, some additional information is required. Please fill in your first name, last name, and email address, as those are required for activation. It's not required, but if you would like to, go ahead and add a contact phone number, country, city, field of application, and company name. If you would like a subscription to the GANZ CorTrol newsletter, leave the option checked. If not, go ahead and uncheck it. When you have completed the request form, click on Activate. The license request screen will appear showing the progress of the requested submission. When the submission is done, a license detail screen will appear. At this point, you can click on Done to exit the installation wizard or start the Quick Setup wizard, which will walk you through adding your IP cameras. Let's go ahead and click on the Start Quick Setup wizard so we can install some cameras. After clicking on the Start Quick Setup wizard, the CorTrol login window will appear. By default, there is no password, so click on OK. A warning will appear asking you to change your password. Click on OK. Since CorTrol is intended for video surveillance, it is required that you add a password. To do that, put a check mark next to New Password. Go ahead and enter a new password, but be mindful, if you forget your password, you will need to completely uninstall the freeware and then reinstall it. I would recommend writing your new password down and storing it in a safe place. Once you have entered the password, re-enter it to confirm, and then click on OK. It's now time to run the console setup wizard, where we can add our cameras. Click on Launch Step 1, Devices and Channels, which will launch the IP Scan Wizard. The IP Scan Wizard offers the following options. Scan Network Adapter Address Range. This allows the scan selection of the network adapters the cameras are on. Scan IP Address Range. This allows the scan of the specific IP range the cameras are on. Scan Attached Devices. This allows the scanning of any directly attached devices. Note, for two of the scan options, the ports and password options relate to the requirements of the IP cameras in question. Once a selection has been made, in this case the Scan Network Adapter Address Range, click on OK to start the scan wizard. It may take a little bit to run the scan, but any discovered cameras and/or devices will appear in the Found Devices area. Once the scan is complete, select a camera or device to reveal its properties to the left. It's recommended to review the device properties to confirm the device name, model, host, port, username, and password are correct for the given device. If any properties require correction, now is the time to make that correction. Once satisfied all the device properties are correct, click on Add Selected Devices and Channels. The wizard will ask for confirmation of your settings. To confirm, click on Yes. Now that the wizard is complete, let's click on Launch VMS Client and see what we get. The CorTrol client application will appear requiring you to log in. Enter your user ID and password. When finished, click on Connect. Initially, the window is quarter size, but we can change that to full size. In the top right corner, click on the icon of the square to maximize the client window. Congratulations, you can now begin to explore your new CorTrol freeware installation. Well, that completes our training video on the installation and setup of the CorTrol freeware. Thank you for viewing this video, and keep an eye on our website for more to come.